Ug karon mga ka-F2Goers, ubanan ta ni Clyde sa pagsuroy-suroy sa English Lafang Bistro Station. So, tara na, ubanin ninyo.
British railway stations, by and large, if you're in a big city, are normally quite large places, maybe 12 to 15 platforms. And in the British psyche, it always seemed as a very romantic place where you can meet a stranger on the platform and you don't know where it's going to go. So they think it's Brits think it's a very romantic place. Not only that is, Britain has got one of the most extensive railways in the world. And, you know, it's like a journey. Where am I going to go? How long is it going to take? What's the train going to be like? Who's going to be on it? Am I going to meet somebody? So normally, a British train station is not just going to for a journey, it's an experience. And that's why pictures of railways, pictures of trains, pictures of everything are nearly in every British home. They've nearly got one photo of something of a train or a station, and that's why they really like it. The other they print down there is of a different, it's in a different county, but this is an electric train because it's got wires over above, and so the locomotive has got what they call a pantograph, and it picks its power up from the wire as it goes along. This one, the locomotive will be diesel, so that's what provides the traction for the train to go on here. But the same experiences with that. Where am I going? How long will it take? Will I meet somebody? And if you're single, will it lead to a romantic encounter? Oh, you see, this is what it is, you see. This is so much more than just going for a trip. It's what you make it. If I'm just going to go to town, I'm just going to go to Cebu now. Go to Cebu, that's it. This, now, if you're going to go to Cebu on a train, there's going to be a nice boy on that. There's going to be a nice girl on that. There's going to be somebody I can talk to. Great, that's what I like about trains. I've worked on trains all my life. I was this engineer for 30 years. I miss it now. This is what I'm trying to recreate here in Naga. So when I come here, we're going to be playing sounds of trains in here on a normal day. So you can, when you come, you can hear trains coming and going. Yeah, this is the experience I want to try and pass on to people that's going to come here for a meal or a drink. This wall, we've tried to represent a wall of the railway stations. Nearly all railway stations are built with just bare brick, and it tends to give it something of a industrial feeling, which is what we wanted in here as well, again to emphasize the railways a bit. This I brought from the UK with me when I came back. These signs were all made by, because there was like 4 or 5 railway companies in England, LMS, LNER, Southern Railways, Western Railways, Scottish Railways, and they all wanted you to use their railways, so they tried to give brilliant photographs of people enjoying themselves, and the only way you could get there was to travel by their trains to that location. So this is a Butlins, which was a very famous holiday camp all over England, but this one was in Skegness, which was on the east coast, and was very popular for many years. But this was set up round about in the 1940s, before the privatisation, where it became British Railways, where it was owned by the people rather than individuals. The other things we've got, my wife found out as well, Wieners is because we've got a dachshund called Betty, and she is very naughty dog. So that's what she thinks she is. We've also got, because we love doing our food, and I've already told you mums and dads about how much I like the beer and tried to put to them, is we're going to do specialist coffees. Like, I mean, coffee can change from coffee. It can have chocolatey tastes, it can have all sorts of different milky, creamy tastes that we can engineer, so you can have whatever taste you like. And we want to, this is what we want to do. Likewise, going back to what your mum and dad's like, is we're not going to have all them beers because it's just impossible. I'd love to have them. I'd try and drink them all as well, but there you go. but all sorts of different beers. If I had a choice of one of the beers in here, just one, it would be that bottle, Grolsch. And if you notice at the top, it's got like a cantilever, metal and ceramic top, and that is like a resealable top. And back in the day, back in the 1920s, 1910s, turn of the century, 1900, that is how all bottles were sealed. There was not such a thing as a crown top on the bottle, there wasn't one. And they all had tops like that. And so this company tried to have recreated that. It's Grolsch, and it's a really nice beer. And once you've used that bottle, you can rinse it out and use it for anything you want, because you can reseal it. So you can make more beer, you make your own beer and put it in and reseal it. Excellent, that's what I did. The next wall, if we can move down a little bit, is this is another indication of one of the railways that like to present itself as, you want this. This is really nice. It is speed, power, panache. This is Mallard. It is the fastest locomotive, steam locomotive in the world. It gained the steam record in 1938 at 137.6 miles an hour, and it still holds the record today. And the locomotive still exists. It's still used on the railways occasionally for special trains, but it now lives in a museum in York, which is the capital of the county I come from. And it's there, and it's a beautiful locomotive. It's physical. It's not like a diesel locomotive where you press a button and go. This is, you work at it, yeah, to make this go. And there you go, an old 1930s MG Morris with dad and son watching the train go by. Come and have a ride on our train. This is what that is saying. Yeah. Speed, they used to say do 100 miles an hour plus, and in the 1930s that was very fast indeed. Yeah. Some of the other ones is American in stature, the beer tops are all American. Route 66 was America's first and longest road going from the east coast to the west coast. So if you were going to say to somebody, oh, I'm going to do the Route 66 next week, that meant you were going to travel from the east coast to the west coast, or west coast to the east coast, it depends on where you were in the first place. And that was it. Even now you can go there, and all their museums and history and things like that are all placed on what still remains of Route 66. So if you ever get a chance to go to America, say, can we go on any of Route 66 that's left? And you go there, and there'll be all the history of the US there. Yeah? And of course, Coca-Cola, which is America's first soft drinks mega company. And what below it is what they have as number plates in the US, which is different to the UK, of course. But I hope that does a little bit of explanation. Oh, Big Ben. That is the clock outside our Parliament building. Yeah.
Thank you for inviting us, Tita. Thank you, Tita. Tita, I have a question po. Bakit po mga train po yung mga designs nyo?
Actually, Rona, this concept is originally from your Tito Clive, because he is a retired railway engineer. So that is why the concept is all railway stations, about trains, and cool old stops, vintage stops are the trend now. So
Tita, na ako'y question kanang anong inyong giname sa inyong restaurant kay Lafang Bistro?
oh, Martini, that's a good question. So gipangalan na mog Lafang Bistro ang kaning among restaurant diri sa Naga, because we all know it's common naman sa kita diri nga Cebuano nga Lafang means to eat or to eat a lot. So mo na nga amo ang gikuan nga kung mobisita mo diri sa mga restaurant, galing tasado nga mabusog jud mo.
Out of all places in Cebu, why do you decided to locate here in Naga City?
Okay, Julian, about your question, we choose Naga City because these days naman good sa Cebu, I'm originally from Cebu. Tobong Cebuano jud ko. Sa Cebu, daghan na kayo mo nag-usahay, crowded na ba? So, we moved here 2014 and I find the city nga kanang hilom, peaceful siya. And then, ang lak lang niya gamay is a place nga ang mga tao diri sa Naga naay ka tambayan, kakan-an, ka-enjoyan with friends, naana lang. So, mauna siya kuana mo nga walay mga strategic na kuan. Sa pag kanang convenience sad namo diri kay nami diri nag-reside. Okay.
Tita, nasad kay question. Unsay nang gipa-serve during the food?
Christine, nami daghan ta actually og klase-klase nga food dire. It depends on like baga kanang unsay mong gi-crave because this restaurant is made for food kanang hilig jud mo kaon. Dili lang mo kaon para mabuhi. Mukaon para ga-enjoy food sila sa food. So, we have Western food, mainly English food. We also have a bit of Thai, Asian, a bit of Chinese, and of course, ang atong pinaka-the best, ang Filipino food. So, we also serve barbecues soon. Now, which is karon wala pa ninyo na experience because we're still work in progress, as you can see at the side. Among kitchen area is still unfinished.
Where can you find this place? Where is it located?
Hello, kind. So to answer your question again, nga asa mi na located, naamin na locate sa Central Poblacion, Naga. So it's at the back of Save More. Naami sa other side, wami sa Baywalk side, right beside sa Ugis Lechon Manok. So, when you're past Ugis Lechon Manok, naara ang Lafang Bistro sa Tupad.